Hey everyone, this is Coach Zach. So we are going to log into Cronometer for the first time here. I already have an account, but I'm going to use a different email so I can set this up for you and you can see how easy this is. It's going to walk you through everything step by step. Right now I'm at 223. Last week I was at 232. Due to the bloat and just the weight that's carried on when you're not eating properly. Your type, set my birthday, height 6'3". See how super fast this is. Nope, not 511. 6. Free save. There we go. Next. I currently have a goal to lose, so we're going to select that. Now we're going to enter our email and our password at gmail.com. Pre-selected my email address, so I can copy and paste. Agree to their terms. Now I'm doing the free version. Like I said, there is a paid version, but the features in there are not necessary for what we want to do. So as you can see, it's already going to set up some personalized settings for me. So I'm going to activate. Boom, validated. Let's open the app. Yes. So now we're logged in. Now here's our day. Initially, we're going to come up here. Oops, pardon me. We're going to go down here to settings. And here's where we start to have all of our personalized data: age, your sex, weight, height. Calculating a rough body mass index just based on generic numbers. These are a little off from what my real numbers are. My body fat right now is about 25, 24%, somewhere in there. It doesn't matter. But each of these areas you can go into and you can start to set. So if I'm going to show you a way to customize it, it'll be a little bit more accurate. Activity level, sedentary. You can see right here that if you're exercising already each week or you have a physically demanding job, that you can enter those values here. Now, I know from my other app that I'm going to show you guys that right now it was saying my my range was between 2,800 and 3,200. So I'm actually just going to enter 3,000 just to make it simple for right now. Okay, now come down here. We're going to calculate, when we calculate our macronutrient targets, we can come back in here and enter them. These are ratios. You can change ratios to fixed values, or you can use a keto calculator. If you use a keto calculator, then you're going to see that it pulls up standard values for ketogenic diet, but I'd rather do my personalized one. So here we go. See, as you can see now, for me, my protein is way too low. And like I just said, estimate that my calorie expenditure is 3,000. I want to hit 170 grams of protein. For now, I'm mostly going to be doing a ketogenic diet, so I'm going to have my carbs at 50. I'm going to have to do math. 220, 880. That's 2120 divided by 9. Let's go in here, calculator. 2120 divided by 9. 235. Now, I'm not actually going to eat all these calories every single day. This is just where I'm at. And there's a phrase that fat is a lever. So I have my protein set. My protein is based on my lean body mass. So that's what my lean mass is what I weigh if I somehow subtracted all the body fat off me, which obviously is impossible. The net carbohydrates, if you're going to be doing a ketogenic diet, will be about 20 to 25 grams conservatively. I've entered that because I know I'm going to be using very nutrient dense carbs, very low glycemic. And I found over time that that's just kind of what works. Now, the fat, I'm not going to be hitting that because I need to create a caloric deficit every day in order to start achieving my fat loss goals. But if you have a nutrient requirement that for some reason you're managing a condition and you know that you need a certain amount of a vitamin or mineral, then you can come in here and you can update all these different sections. You know, like let's say you know that you need iron. Come in there, put in your iron goal. Fasting, you can schedule fast. That's one of the upgrades. I think it's, like I said, I don't think that's very needed. That's just my take on it. I don't think it's worth a couple dollars a month, or I forget the exact rate last time I checked. Okay, all the settings are down here. You can connect different devices if you want to be using like a polar, which I am going to do, and I'll show you how to set that up if you need that. Sharing, you can include your friends. You can enter your own recipes. It's very, very useful. So that's just a quick overview to get you going. Now to actually enter things, it's super easy. You're going to go in here to diary, and you can see that's what we've done for today. So I'm going to enter what I've had so far. I hit plus, and suggested food will kind of start to fill in some nutrient gaps if we're not meeting our targets. We're not going to use that right this second. You can add an exercise. You can add an exercise note. So let's see. I haven't done this one. Well, let's say kettlebell. Circuit training, kettlebell workout, swings. You can add in minutes if you're calculating the total amount of work. What else do we do? We're saying jiu-jitsu 3 times a week or so. Have that one in there. Okay. Grappling. Sorry for my 8 thumbs on the keyboard here. Well, anyways, weight. Resistance training, multiple exercises. So they have different based on your programs. Program will give you. But you can set all that up. You can add. You can scan barcodes, which is very handy. You can add a biometric like our starting weight. I'll put that in there. Then I have that note. Other biometrics I can add my heart rate, blood pressure if you need to track that, blood glucose if you're tracking that for diabetes or a keto diet or you're just interested, body temperature. So you can see all these different values that as you go through can give us huge um, indicators of correlations of what's going on with our nutrition and our body comp changes. Add our food real quick. Now anytime you enter our food, it's just going to start to search for it. So let's see, what did I have today? I had carnivore protein during my workout. Start to enter it, click on it, and here's the breakout. You can see the protein, the carbohydrates, the fat. You can see those are called macronutrients. You come down here and you can see the micronutrients that are in there. Obviously, this is primarily very low in minerals and vitamins. This is just to get the protein in during the training session. I usually don't use protein powders to be completely transparent and honest. I just happen to be running late today, so I threw one together. So I'm going to add that to my diary. I come back to my main page and slide this top button over, and there it is. So that gave me 240 calories. You can see that in relation to my overall cap. 46 grams of protein, 14 grams of carbohydrates, no fat in there. And you just keep going through. Now this is off burn. Oh, see, tricky. Okay, we gotta adapt that. Good. Learning supplements I go through here. So let's go back in there. Activity level. That's what I did wrong. Okay. So we're going to do moderate exercise. So when I entered that custom, it added it on top of the BMR, which means basal metabolic rate, which is a fancy way of saying our resting metabolic rate. I'm actually going to do custom because I know mine. I know it's about 2300 because I've used a different calculator. There we go. Okay, now let's go back to the diary. There we go. Okay, so that's a more better estimation. Still off. What did I have today? Today I'm doing carbohydrates. So I'm doing a rotation with my macronutrients. Add in a banana. That to my diary. There we go. And you can see again it's updating. So every time I enter something, the protein updates, fat, carbs, and it gives you a really good tool for getting instant feedback. I had half a MCT oil. Okay, that was my morning shake. So now I know I had about 400 calories. And the other nice thing about this is not only is it updating, but it's also showing you. You can also start to gauge like how many calories you need at a time in order to feel full. Now, protein shakes don't fill me up. You know, this isn't the optimal meal, but it was the best I could do this morning given the time crunch that I was experiencing. So it's better than nothing, and I'm on track. post your questions or comments. Just let me know what makes sense about that, what's not. Oh, I want to show you one more thing real quick. This is awesome. So here's some suggested food. That's a gold feature. If you wanted that feature, I don't think it's necessary again. Um, Here's what I want to show you real quick. So if we go into add food, so as you can see, it's adding our recent foods. So if you're eating something all the time, like for example, I eat a lot of beef, tons and tons of beef, and I usually eat about 93% right now because of the challenge I'm going through. So right here. Now, if I know that I'm going to eat a ton of beef, I'm going to eat this pretty much every single day. So what I can do is I can come up here to the upper right hand corner and click on those three dots, and I can add it to my favorites. And that's going to be super useful because let's say I now want to find beef and I don't want to scroll back through all those options. Because as you can see, if I just type in beef, look at all these options that start to come up. So this is where people get a little overwhelmed with this at first, but it's super easy to bypass this. All I have to do is click on these filters options over here, and it can pull it up by recent, by frequency, or I can come down here and click on favorites, close that out, and look at that. Now it's right there. So as I filter by favorites, as long as I'm adding each food that I'm eating regularly to my favorites, all my foods in there are going to pull up. Make sense? Favorites. And if I go back in here, you'll see I can update this. I'll add my banana to my favorites, and I'll add my protein to my favorites. And now if I go to add food again, and I click, so that's what's going to come up. There's my recents again, or I come over here on favorites, and now it's going to be adding everything in that I'm eating on a regular basis. The barcode option is super easy. It pulls up a camera. Hello, how's it going? And you just put the barcode in there, you scan it, and it's going to automatically import all that data right into your daily diary. Holler with your questions and comments. This is really awesome. Makes things very simple to learn. It gives you immediate feedback, so you're really going to see how much you're eating every day. If your protein's high enough, for example, right now my protein is above my energy, which is what I want. We do want to do a high protein diet. Just in general, if the protein is exceeding that energy bar, it's going to mean that your protein is going to be adequate and you're going to be getting optimal nutrition for body recomposition, which is what we're after. Thanks.